2022-2023 football, man. It was a great year of football, man, to say the least. So definitely some overachievers. Some people not as good as they were in previous years, but it's definitely a new day in football this year. So we want to talk about some of the MVPs this year, man. So right now for the finalists, we have Patrick Mahomes.
What?
5,250 yards, 41 touchdowns, 12 picks, man, for the young god, man, Pat Mahomes. Then we also have Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, Joe Thorough. Joe Thorough.
Oh, I like that one. Thorough.
Yeah, man.
Woo.
Joe Thorough. Burrow,
blowing
man.
smoke.
Okay. With 4,475 yards, 35 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. But the week 1 game, he had 4 of the interceptions. So really in the last 16 games, he only had 8 interceptions. You know what I'm saying? Because that first game that he played against the Steelers, that I was kind of going downhill, I was like, Joe, like looking bad, but you know, I digress. And then we also have the dual threat Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills. 4,283 yards, 35 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, and he also ran for 762 yards and 7 touchdowns. Pretty sweet, man. Pretty sweet for the Buffalo native.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen fumbled 20 times though this season. That's the one statistic that as a quarterback that doesn't really hurt you, but when you look at him and people pick him for MVP, he was my preseason MVP too. Remember, I picked Josh Allen,
right.
But you don't see them stats of the fumbles unless you really, really look it up. But it's his fault. It's his fault to an extent, and then it's not because they be trying to have him do too much, bro. So
running and all that stuff or whatever. That's part of being a dual threat.
With all that being said, who's your MVP, bro? Who you got for MVP? You just named quite a few good cats there, man. Who's Sam Bam's 2022 NFL MVP?
Bro, I got to go with the young god, man. I got to go with the young god, Pat Mahomes, man. This man does everything.
But homie.
Man, he got all the tools, bro. Man, this last game really just solidified that vote for me, man. If
Pat
I had
Mahomes?
a vote,
You picking Mahomes?
Bro, Mahomes boy. Got to go with that guy, man. Threw more yards this year than when he had with Tyreek Hill, bro. It's nothing that this man can't do, man. He does the no-look passes, bro. He can scramble out, man. He can do anything, man. Doesn't have a real solid run game. Doesn't have a real number 1 receiver except for Kelsey. You know, every week, man, it's somebody different who he's throwing it to. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, getting 100+ yards and stuff like that. Man, this is the guy. This is the man of the future, man. Mahomes, by far, no comparison. My pick. MVP by far, bro.
Bro, Patrick Mahomes. I got to tell you, with that pick, you're absolutely right. How can you go against Mahomes? Looking at these, bro, earned 49 of the 50 votes for first team, all pro, NFL record for 5,614 total yards. Career high, like you said, 5,250 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, completing a career high best 67.1% of his throws, QBR leader. Bro, the league's second highest passer rating of all time, the 4th time in 5 seasons that it topped 105. That is insane. What he's doing is insane. No hill, no problem. This is not an issue here. This dude has went completely crazy without one of the best receivers in football. Don't even matter.
Right.
And not to mention a bunch of, no disrespect intended, mediocre to slightly above average receivers at best.
B- receiver. B-.
Dude, B- receivers. I like that. But, the receivers are all right, but they're not great. He don't have he's got the best tight end in football and Kelsey, in my opinion. But still, this is so impressive. Without a dominant run game, it just keeps getting more and more and more impressive.
Crazy.
Pat Mahomes. You can't go against Pat Mahomes right now. I thought it was either going to be him or Josh Allen at the beginning of the season. I ended up going with Josh Allen because I actually thought he was a winner for 1 year. But Yep.
Right. Mm-mm.
Didn't happen,
Bro,
bro.
he just has those mental mistakes, bro. For real. It's just freezes in his mind, just like for real. Come on, bro. You got to do a little bit better, man. But they run the air at you, bro. For real. You'll never be that top elite guy, bro, unless you got the balance with the running game, for real, and not yourself.
Yeah, there's only one Mahomes. He's the best in the business for a reason. He is the best, the number one quarterback in football, period. Yo, and I seen a thing where his parents was talking about the one team that like he was salty against for passing up on him in the draft was the Chicago Bears. Thank God the Chicago Bears did not draft Mahomes and drafted Mitch Trubisky ahead of him that year. Thank God they did, because he'd be in my division, and because Mahomes wipes everybody. He wipes everybody. His record versus divisions are ridiculous. Do you know Mahomes has never lost a division road game in his career? He's never lost a game versus a division opponent on the road in their backyard in his career. That is insane. Pat Mahomes is your 2022 MVP. He's the best player in the most important position in football.
Believe it. Couple honorable mentions too, man. Jalen Hurts, man, out there doing work and stuff. He got the good record. 22 touchdowns, I believe, 6 interceptions. He has like 13 rushing touchdowns. So he's been doing big work, man. He's definitely one of the most improved.
Yeah, no doubt about that. The thing is,
Hurts.
And to be honest, like Jalen Hurts is just as important, because if you talk about valuable player, like he's just as important to Philly as Mahomes is to Kansas City. However, his numbers ain't there. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna get MVP, it's got to be it's primarily about numbers. I think stats and numbers and all that. But you know, yeah, it's got to be about numbers. So his numbers ain't all the way there. So that's the reason I couldn't pick Jalen Hurts. But yeah, he's just as important. You got to shout him out.
Right. And then your boy JJ Jets, man, Justin Jefferson, man, 1,800 plus yards, man. He almost hit 2,000. He almost had 2,000 yards or whatever. So the most yards ever by a receiver, I believe it is. So he did big work or whatever with a B- quarterback.
Let me tell you something. If Jefferson would have got 3,000 yards receiving this year, he couldn't have got the MVP because of his performance in the playoff game.
Right. And I won against your boy Jair Alexander. We only had 15 yards.
Can't do that.
Really,
the best eat on anybody. The best eat on anybody. I'm sorry. He is one of the best. He did have one of the best. He had a crazy season, though. Got to shout him out. Absolutely. I ain't trying to take it away from him.
And he did have that 4 for 18, man, that we went crazy about, man, with the one-handed, you know what I'm saying? All the way back for a 4 for 18, man. Big play. So got to get that boy a shout out too, man. Get that boy MVP nod too.